So, today we're diving into what looks like a major turning point in Nepal's history. We're breaking down an article that analyzes a recent election, one that sent a massive signal to the political establishment. The author calls it a clear mandate to finally end decades of misgovernance. Let's get right into it.
So, here's the big question at the heart of our source material. After so many years of hope turning into disappointment, could this one election really be the start of a whole new chapter for Nepal? It's a huge idea, right? And the article we're exploring today argues that the answer is a big, resounding yes.
Okay, so to really get why this moment is so significant, we have to rewind a bit. The source article doesn't just see this as another election. No, it frames this as the climax of decades of deep, widespread frustration with a political system that just wasn't working for the people. And this timeline, wow, it really lays it all out. You've got these huge political milestones over the last 34 years. Democracy restored, a republic established, a new constitution. I mean, each one of those moments came with this incredible wave of hope. But as the analysis points out, that core promise of good governance, the stuff that actually affects your daily life, it just never seemed to show up for the average person.
So, you might be asking, where did all this distrust come from? Well, the source points to this tangled web of problems. We're talking about rampant corruption, a culture of nepotism where who you know matters more than what you know, and constant political meddling in state institutions. These weren't just abstract ideas. They were real, everyday frustrations that just wore people's trust down to nothing.
And all of that frustration, well, it all boiled over and leads us right to the election itself. Our source material presents this as the moment the people finally gave their direct and very loud answer to years of feeling unheard.
And here's what's so crucial to understand about the vote on February 21st. According to the article, this was way more than just a choice between candidate A and candidate B. It was like the entire political system was put on trial, and the people delivered their verdict loud and clear. We've had enough of the old way of doing things. So, what did that verdict actually look like? Well, the election results triggered a political earthquake, signaling the arrival of a brand new power player on the scene. The result of all that public anger was, well, a political tsunami. The article points to the preliminary results showing a massive majority for the Rashtriya Swatantra Party, which is a newer political force. This wasn't some small protest vote, nope. This was a landslide, a clear demand for something completely different. You know, this quote from the source just nails it. It's basically saying, look, this isn't just about one party winning. This is the collective voice of a nation screaming for change. It's an expression of a deep, heartfelt desire for a totally new direction. Of course, winning an election is one thing, but actually governing is a whole different ballgame. And our source makes it crystal clear. This victory is just the starting line. The real test, that's just getting started.
And to even begin to meet these massive expectations, the article lays out a pretty clear and pretty ambitious roadmap. We're talking about freeing institutions from political meddling, tackling corruption head-on, making sure jobs go to people who are actually qualified, and cleaning up the education sector. I mean, this isn't just a to-do list, it's a blueprint for completely dismantling the old system. That is a huge undertaking.
And here's where we get a really stark warning. The pressure is on, because the trust that people have given is super fragile. The article makes the point that if this new leadership just falls back into the same old habits, that public trust could shatter, and the disappointment could be even worse than before. The stakes just could not be higher.
So you can almost see these two paths stretching out ahead for Nepal. Down one path, there's this incredible opportunity for a new era of good governance, of real prosperity. But down the other, there's the very real risk of falling right back into cynicism and an even deeper sense of betrayal. And what happens next is what's going to decide which path they take. So as we start to wrap this up, the source leaves us with this one last, really powerful thought about what this mandate truly is. It's not some prize to be won or a victory to celebrate. It's a massive, heavy responsibility.
And that brings us to the final, crucial question the article leaves us with. Is this whole thing an opportunity, or is it a grave responsibility? And the more you think about it, the answer has to be both, right? It's this historic chance for genuine change, but it comes with the unbelievable weight of an entire nation's hopes on its shoulders. It's going to be a fascinating and critical moment to watch. Thanks for joining us.